My guys, you gotta get your act together. Now you know this is coming from a place of love, so please listen up. Here are 5 things you need to stop doing immediately. Stop saying sorry. Stop apologizing for sliding into the DMs. Stop apologizing for approaching a beautiful girl when you see her. And stop apologizing for literally existing. You are diminishing your self-worth from the start of every single interaction, and that's why she's not finding you attractive. Stop playing texting games. If you're texting a new girl and she takes 6 hours to reply, don't match it with 6 hours for your response. Look, I'm not telling you to reply within 6 seconds every single time, but I am telling you not to involve yourself in these stupid games. You're basically building a relationship on spite when you take part in this behavior. Stop asking me where I want to go for dinner. Just pick the place, because my default answer will always be, well, where do you want to go? We're getting nowhere. And lastly, stop asking to kiss me. I might get in trouble for this one, but you should be able to get a good read on if it's the right moment. And when you lean in, you'll know if she's not interested. Asking to kiss a woman kills the vibe. And personally, I couldn't find it any less romantic.
Yo, man, usually I would tell guys don't take advice from women, but this particular video is spot on. Listen, I'm telling you, some of these women actually got good dudes in their life, and they getting this information from somewhere, because she's giving a lot of quality game. And this is stuff that I talk about all the time. This is literally why I created the Masculine Identity membership, man. Listen, the first thing she's talking about when she says stop apologizing. In almost every video, if you guys are paying attention, I tell you, healthy masculine energy, time, and attention comes at a premium. What do you think I mean? I mean, we need to value ourselves. We need to see the value that we bring. I tell you guys, we have the power directly from God, okay? On earth, in this form of reality, a man is the closest thing to God. Remember, we get them pregnant. We give them our last name. Do you understand? There's no sex unless we get our penis erect. We are the gatekeepers of all things. Our value is everything. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I know a lot of guys say, oh, a man has to build his value. That's true. But there are a lot of things that we're born with that put us in the power position. But of course, we have to develop based on the parameters of the reality that we live in as far as resources and other things. But before all that, on a natural level, on a basic level, we are the gatekeepers of all things. We're born with our value as well. You understand? But a lot of guys don't realize it because they're focused on so many other narratives. I mean, you know, the type of guy that walks up to a girl and he's like, oh, excuse me, I don't mean to bother you. What do you mean? You're giving this woman an opportunity to get to know a man. Do you know what that means? You're giving this opportunity to change her life. You're giving this woman the opportunity to have access to masculine energy. You're giving this woman the opportunity to have access to the possibility of motherhood and marriage, which is her main purpose in this life. You know, we don't need to get into all the societal things of the purpose of any productive citizen. But what I'm saying is, on a natural level, when you say hello to a woman, you are giving her the opportunity and giving her access to the possibility of all the value that lies within you as a man. You need to understand that value. So stop apologizing. Stop apologizing for being interested in women. God and nature designed us in this way so we can have a reason to procreate. You understand? It is a part of the natural cycle of things for you to find a woman attractive, engage her, see if you guys are actually compatible, and build a family to keep the human race going. This is what it's all about, guys. So stop apologizing. Just like she said, stop apologizing for existing. Your existence is where all the value lies. You understand? You have to realize how important you are. You have to realize that your desire, right? Your lust, your animal instinct is nothing to feel sorry for. Now, of course, you have to manage it. You have to control it in order to not break any laws and make sure you still have good standing in your own society. There's nothing wrong with that. But other than that, we should not be apologizing for our natural tendencies as men. It is our natural tendencies as men that actually make the human race possible. So we have to understand how valuable we are to all things and to all people, really, because a man at his peak is providing for men, women, children, and the elderly. Men at their peak are providing for the entire world. And this is something I've been saying forever. But shout out to this young lady for saying it in this video. The next thing she talks about is something that I've also been telling guys forever. Text realistically, meaning you don't, like you said, you don't necessarily need to reply in 6 seconds, but you don't need to purposely wait just as long as she waited to reply to the last text and all of that stuff. You don't need to do that. What you need to do is you need to actually have a life. You need to actually be busy doing things. You need to actually be working on your next level. You need to actually be building something. You need to already have a life, because it's impossible that you actually have a life where you got a job, you got to go to the gym, you got to take care of yourself, you got to, wash clothes, clean your house, whatever it is. And then all of a sudden you meet this beautiful girl and you could just spend all your time on the phone now. All of a sudden, no, that's not realistic. So the bottom line is to be realistic in how you text. And I really like the part where she said, if you do all of those text games back and forth where you wait for a certain amount of time and this, that, and the third, you're starting off a relationship out of spite. So what that really means is the things that you're doing as far as your texting habits are disingenuous. Then that's not the way to start a meaningful relationship. Even if you're just trying to be fuck buddies, bro. Even if you're just trying to be F buddies, or even if you're just on some pump and dump stuff, or even if you're just casually dating, the bottom line is you want to do things from a genuine place so you can be respected by whoever you interact with. Remember, you don't behave a certain way for anyone else. You behave a certain way for yourself, and because you want to represent yourself in a certain way to be respected. Respect starts from within. That's why they call it self-respect. So you carry yourself with self-respect. So therefore, you can command respect from anyone you interact with. So all of those texting games back and forth and waiting to text her and this, that, and the third, you're just really being disingenuous and you're being disrespectful to yourself. Just try to do things realistically. If you were actually busy and you couldn't get back to texting her until a couple of hours later, then so be it. That's what it is, because you were actually busy. But don't sit there and look at your phone and, you know what, I'm going to wait 6 hours because the last time I texted her, she waited 6 hours. And another thing, too, which leads us right into the next point, is to lead at all times. So with the texting, you should be giving instructions. OK, you shouldn't be sitting there talking about, good morning, babe. How was your day? What did you eat today? No, you hit her up and be like, hey, what's up? I want to see you this Thursday. Come to my house, 7:30, wear some heels, wear something sexy. Or, hey, what's up? I want to see you again. Meet me at the bar. Set up the next situation where you can meet face to face. Face to face time is the most important time that you can spend with someone. You understand? So what you should be doing with the texting is you really shouldn't be spending that much time texting at all. When you do text, it should be to set up the next date. So try to put instructions in your texts and stop doing all that back and forth nonsense. Because truth be told, a lot of the times, a lot of people are texting each other all the time just so they can keep tabs on the other person. Why? Because, again, they're being disingenuous and they're keeping tabs on the other person because they trying to figure out if they're seeing someone else, if they're dating someone else. Oh, are you truly busy or are you seeing other people and blah, blah, blah. You get what I'm saying? Let's not get into all of the texting games. You should be texting instructions. Now, for the next point, as far as leadership, I have this thing where I've been telling guys, again, for years now, I don't ask a woman where she would like to eat. I tell her to get dressed and be ready at a certain time. Again, instructions. And I know to the average person who doesn't understand what I'm talking about, it may sound like I'm controlling or I'm being chauvinistic or misogynistic. But here's what it is. As a man, I only deal with women who trust my opinion and the way that I run my life. So if I'm with a woman who trusts my plan and she trusts my direction, she doesn't need to know exactly where we're going to eat because she understands my taste. She understands the type of places that I like to go to eat. So therefore, she trusts me to make the decision. The only thing she needs to know is the dress code. OK, so if I tell her, hey, we're going out to dinner, you could wear something casual but sexy. You understand? She knows that it's probably not going to be some high end restaurant, but it's going to be someplace nice because she knows I like to go to nice places. And then if I say, hey, get ready for dinner, wear a really nice dress and some heels, beat your face up, get everything popping because this place is dope. Just be ready by 8 p.m. She knows, okay, we're probably going to a nice steakhouse or we're going to a nice restaurant. So I'm going to do everything that he told me to do. Why? Not because I'm controlling her, but because she trusts in my leadership. Do you understand? So never ask a woman where she wants to eat. You should always have a plan. So the bottom line is that a woman wants to be led. She doesn't want you asking her, oh, where should we go to dinner? She wants you to make the decision and she wants to go on an adventure. It's kind of like if you were to to blindfold someone and take them somewhere. And then you take off the blindfold and then they're surprised by everything. So they get a chance to experience all the emotions and the excitement and the mystery and all of those things put together. And this is why a woman doesn't like to be asked, where do you want to go to eat? She likes to be told, get ready, wear this, and I'll pick you up at 8. You understand? That's what she really likes to be told. All right, guys. So stop asking women where they want to go to eat. Make the choice and just take her for the adventure. That's it. Now, the next point that she talked about was never ask a woman to kiss her. Here's the thing, guys. Again, lead. You have to be a good leader. And let's just say you're in a situation where you still kind of unsure, maybe you're still in the beginning stages of your dating life and you're really unsure. You're still better off giving her instructions. You're still better off like doing something like looking at your watch and then looking at her, looking at your watch, looking at her, looking at your watch. And then she'll be like, why you keep looking at your watch? And then you can say something to her like, it's past time for you to kiss me by now. You see what I'm saying? You can break the ice that way if you choose to do that or do something similar to that. Or what comes with time and practice and going on all these different dates, you start to notice a pattern. You start to notice the social cues, right? You start to notice her body language. You start to notice and pay attention to how she's responding to you. So like if you put her hand on her leg, she'll put her hand on top of your hand. If you scoot in closer to her, she'll scoot in closer to you. Okay, so when you start seeing that mirroring effect, now you know at any point in time now, I can start moving in for the kiss because everything that I do physically to get closer to her, she compliments it, right? So now I know, hey, I can move in for the kiss now. That's what that's all about. But see, it's not always obvious. I understand that. But the bottom line is this is why you need to go on more dates. This is why you need more experience, because no woman likes to be asked to be kissed. OK, she either likes to be told or she's looking for a man who understands the situation and who can lean in when he knows that it's the right time. Because remember, she's trying to follow your lead. OK, and she's subtly giving you clues, but you have to be the one to know what it is. Another thing you have to understand as well is that a woman wants to know that you're confident, but a woman also wants to know that you desire her. Because what if she leans in and you don't want to kiss her? That's going to blow her mind. That's going to make her feel like shit. Because remember, women have a certain level of insecurity about them. So let's just say, because a lot of guys is like, oh, I want choosing signals or I want a woman to initiate and make the first move. It doesn't work that way, guys. A woman wants a man to lead. A woman wants a man to be socially intelligent enough to understand what's going on and to make the decision and for her to follow his lead. So when she sees you moving in, then she'll move in as well. She'll complement and mirror what you're doing. But again, that comes with practice. That comes with time. That's also an indicator that a woman wants to know that she's dealing with a man that understands what he's doing. Because if you understand how and when to lean in for a kiss, chances are you understand what to do in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can take small indicators to understand the larger picture. Do you understand? So this is why it's so important for you to be confident, for you to have a certain level of experience with women so you know exactly when to move in for the kiss. Never ask a woman to be kissed. She wants to be cleverly instructed, like I explained before about looking at your watch. Or maybe you can just be bold and just be like, yo, come over here and kiss me. I want you to come over here and kiss me right now. Because you just look so fucking good. You can do it that way. You can be bold. You could do the little watch thing that I told you. You could come up with some other joke. But again, you got to know what you're doing, guys. You have to know what you're doing. A woman wants to be led. A woman wants to know that she's on a date with a confident man who knows what he's doing. Not a guy who's timid. Not a guy who doesn't understand. Not a guy who's afraid to move in for the kiss because he's afraid of like rejection or whatever it is. If anything, let her be afraid of rejection. You want to be the one that's confident. You want to be the one that's leading. So shout out to this chick for putting this video together because these are some really good points. And like I said, guys, I don't suggest you really take advice from women when it comes to dating, but she had some really good game in this. And a part of the reason why I even did this reaction is to verify her information and to articulate it to you so you can understand why it makes sense. All right. So it's your boy, Miles Cunningham. I hope you got something from this video. I hope you're having a great day. Be good to yourself. And remember, the truth is inside you. Peace.